Here we go. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody tonight? Very crazy, wet, rainy day here. I mean, it's been quite a trip to be honest with you. But what are you going to do? That's how it goes. Rain. It's pretty much rained off and on. Like a storm will come through, downpour, then it goes, and then the next one comes. It's just been one of those kind of days. But you know, they said it was going to happen, so I'm like, no big deal. Actually, I did not kill the volume on my phone. I will tell you what my forecast is here coming up. Give me 1 second. I will tell you what I'm looking. I know there's a lot of rain in the forecast. All right, let's see. Yeah, we got scattered thunderstorms tomorrow. Same thing for Tuesday. Oh my God, I'm looking ahead here. The one good day is Wednesday, and then rain is in the forecast until like the 9th. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna have some rain. But actually, wait a minute. Do this. All right. There we go. All right. So looks like I'm gonna have a lot of rain in the forecast, but that's all right. Like I said, there's things that I can do. I can get into the shipping container, get the shelving unit set up, get that organized in there. So I will definitely be doing that as well. So, and it doesn't mean it's going to rain nonstop. So that's okay as well. All right. So anyway, before we get started and everything here, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. Please be decent to each other. If you cannot follow those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue will boot you out of here because we are not going to tolerate that. So I would ask you all to be decent. So I got to tell you what happened here yesterday. I think I mentioned it maybe in my earlier video today, but so I was online and I was doing some stuff online, and all of a sudden I look and I lost 95 subscribers in literally like 3 minutes. So obviously that's not like 95 people all of a sudden at once deciding, oh, I'm out of here. That's YouTube. So that's what's been going on as far as the subscriber count. As soon as the subscriber count starts going up, they're taking them away again. So it's just a big game that is being played. I know a lot of people have told me that they have been unsubscribed, and or not getting notifications. What are you going to do? That, like I said, that's all just part of the game that is being played by YouTube right now. I'm sure that if I was a bleeding heart liberal channel, uh, you know, they would have me like up in the millions of subscribers right now. William said notification popped up here. Well, that's good. I'm glad. So, oh my God, yes. I don't know if you saw that. I'm sure a lot of you did that. Now, Biden just had COVID, and now he has it again. I mean, I I think that that's funny, and I think it's ironic, but it's just me. And Lockie said, I checked today. I'm still subscribed. Good. That's what I would ask you guys to definitely check that to make sure you're getting all notifications with the bell notification too, because I know they changed that as well. So you mean his double has it too? Yeah. You know they have a double for him. They have to. But yeah, it's that whole situation is absolutely bizarre. And you look at all these politicians that are, you know, getting it now. So I find all of that ironic. Don't say Harris is the president. If that happens, we're even. I mean, Biden is bad enough, but the laughing hyena being the president, I think, would be a nightmare. So that's just my take on it anyway. But so let's get into this whole thing, the topic with China. China has. So I want you guys to remember how much has this administration that we have now said anything negative about China. Uh, I really haven't seen very much negative about China. It's all Russia. Russia's the bad guy. Russia's the the thing that we have to worry about. They're not saying very much about China. And it's almost like, and here China is saying all these things and making threats, threatening to shoot down Pelosi's plane. And they consider it, if she goes to visit, and if American jets escort them in, that would be considered an act of war, and all this nonsense. Okay, and it is amazing to me. There's like no really strong response, I guess is the right word, from our government saying, "Oh yeah, you do that, and this is what we'll do," type of thing. I mean, they're pushing their way around, and it doesn't seem like our government is doing anything. You know, so my first thing would be, what does China have on Biden that he is? Oh, Biden cancels the trip. Okay, Mark Latier just said that. So again, all right. So if that's the case, if that's the case, if Biden canceled her trip to go over there, you just gave in to them, right? Didn't you just give in to them? You showed how weak we really are by giving in to their demands. That doesn't bode well. That doesn't show a strong America. You know, is it? Can anybody confirm that they canceled that? Yeah, no backbone. Janet Nice said exactly. She's overseas but may not go to Taiwan. See, I would make it because of that threat. I would double down and say, "Oh yeah, watch this. Here I am." That's what I would do if it was me. I'm not going to let another country dictate what I can and cannot do, as the United States. And she's a representative of the United States, even if she is what she is. It wasn't just her though; it was a congressional delegation. It could still happen. It's just not an official. It's not on the official itinerary. I gotcha. Um, there was no cancellation. She was on her way to Taiwan. Okay, well, we'll see what happens then. But again, you cannot show weakness. That's one thing you cannot do. Uh, you know, Biden's, and again, go back to what Biden had said before, and of course, then his handlers had to come out and say, "Well, no, he didn't mean that." He had said before, "We got Taiwan's back." So, do we or don't we? You know, I mean, why are we playing patty cakes with China, guys? I'm going to tell you what. Literally, for the last 30 years, I have been saying, and I kid you not, Russia is not the threat. I've said this 30 years ago. I said the one we got to watch out for is China. And, it's almost like people just don't pay attention. They just don't pay attention. So, and what did we do, right? We shipped all of our jobs over there, all our manufacturing. We even shipped over to China the manufacturing machines. So, and that was a long time ago. That happened a long time ago. We don't manufacture things here in the United States like we used to. You know, I'm going to tell you what. I want you to think about this. You look back, and this is a very telling thing. Okay, you look back to the Civil War. Now, what was the advantage? What was the one advantage that the North had over the South when it came to the Civil War? The one advantage that the North had that made a difference in the end of the day was manufacturing, was the industry of being able to, bang out equipment, bang out supplies, and those type of things. Because of all, you look at back in the day, Detroit, Michigan, all up and through that area, Cleveland, Michigan, all those, areas along the lakes, industry was manufacturing, where they could just be able to bang out supplies like crazy. And it's amazing to me. So that was the advantage, and so they were able to get the supplies to the soldiers that they needed when the South was not able to do that. The South did not have less heart and willing to fight. They had plenty. But the problem, like I said, was it's like if I can keep my troops flush with supplies and you can't keep your troops flush with supplies, morale goes down, the will to fight goes away, and all those type of things. So that's something to think about. But right now, we don't have that manufacturing base anymore like we used to. And that's a problem. That's a big, big problem. We need to bring that back. We need to get that going here and take care of our own stuff and not worry about all these other countries. And, it is amazing to me, unbelievable. But no, Russia is, like I said, people still want to, oh, Russia, Russia, Russia. It's not Russia, guys. It is China. And do I have something against the Chinese people? Absolutely not. Okay, just like I don't have nothing against the Russian people. And see, this is who is the one that dictates? Who is the one that dictates? These people are bad, and of course we're always good, right? United States, we're always good. We're the good guys. These people are the bad guys. We need to go over and I mean, it's a manipulation that has been going on forever and ever and ever in a day. The Chinese people are not the problem. The people that are the problem are the ones that are in charge. When you have somebody now in China, when you have people that can make people disappear, if you make any kind of dissent or go against what the government says, they disappear. They're gone. You don't see them anymore. And almost not exactly like that in Russia, but there was a lot of that in Russia as well, especially when, communism was the main goal thing over there. If anybody raised any kind of fuss, they were gone. Internment camps, sent to Siberia and never seen again. So, that's how you keep people under control. So, but, oh, and Brittany Griner, over in Russia, I'm sorry, but I saw that the tentative thing that they were saying was a prisoner swap. You know what? She broke the law. I'm sorry. I have zero empathy for Brittany Griner. Every country has laws. If you are going to visit a country, like if I was going to go, like, let's say I was going to go to Singapore, right? I don't know what the laws of Singapore are. Do I just go, well, I can smoke marijuana and do whatever I want here. I'm bringing my stuff with me. You're insane to do that. You're insane to do that. You need to know what the laws are of that country and not break the laws in that country. So, you know, yeah, so we're going to trade a arms dealer for her? No, forget about it. You know what? You broke the law. You did what you're an entitled athlete. And so I'm going to tell you what, put any one of us, anybody watching this stream, put any one of us in that same situation. Guess what the news would do about it? Absolutely nothing. You would rot in that Russian prison for however long it was going to be, and that would be it. They wouldn't care about you, but because she's an athlete and she's entitled and she feels like she can do whatever she wants to do, she can get away with it. You know, I'm sorry, but no. Yeah, we need LeBron to go get her. Yeah, he could join her. God, when you have people, we have our problems in this country. Our country is absolutely not perfect. Never said our country's perfect in any way, shape, or form. We have a lot of our own issues that we need to deal with here. But when you have a set of people that are treated differently, and athletes, movie stars, and stuff like that get special considerations, and the rest of us, they would trample on us like crazy. I don't get it. Yeah, let her rot there. That's kind of what I feel too. She'll figure out what the laws are after that, and then she can come home after she's done her time. I'm just sorry. You can't go to other countries and just do what you want. Hey, Asif, the last decade, China has been financing third world countries in Africa, and South America, so they have control, bought their silence to China's wrong civil rights of Muslims and Buddhists in Western China. Well, and there's the other part of that too. And thank you very much for that statement, Asif. I do appreciate that. So we're going to make a point of something here with that. It's a great statement, and I appreciate that. And yes, they definitely have treated people wrong if they're, whatever religion that they don't agree with. They're definitely been treated much, much more harshly. China is doing, and let's think about this for a second. China is doing exactly what the United States has done for years and years and years, spreading our influence, toppling governments. I think, let's see, Gaddafi comes to mind, right? We had a big hand in that, a big hand in that. So if we don't like you and we don't like what you have to say, and if you don't go along with the program, because Gaddafi wasn't going along with the program, I want you to remember something, and I want you to think about this. The countries that did not go along with the program, that wanted to do their monetary basis based on gold, right? Which countries were those? Let's think about this for a second. Let's see. There was Libya, there was Syria, there was Iraq, three different countries that were basically saying, no, we're going to go on a gold standard, not the fiat dollar backed by nothing. They wouldn't play along with the game. And what's happened to all three of those countries, guys, just so you know? Let's think about it a second. We went into Iraq because of weapons of mass destruction. And oh my God, they were this huge threat to us. And we had to go in there and take over. But people forget when Iraq was at war with um, Iran, who did we back? Who did we back in that war? If you guys remember, I remember. I sure do. We backed Iraq because Iran was the bad, bad, bad guys, right? So we helped put Saddam there in charge in Iraq. We were all part of that, you know. Gaddafi had turned that country around. That country was doing very, very well, but we couldn't have him go off the rails and try to be independent. So, what's that country like now? It's a freaking cesspool again. So I want you guys to think about that. So China is basically taking our playbook, the United States of America. China's taken our playbook and said, we can do this too. And so they are. They're spreading their influence all over the place, spreading money around, right? And, yeah, same with Russia and Afghanistan. Yeah. So, it's we are so manipulated constantly. I'm going to tell you what, I can tell you this with 100% certainty. I don't know very many people from China. I don't know very many people from Russia. Okay. I've never been to Russia. I've never been to China, but I've had friends that have gone over to China. And yeah, were they followed around by the secret police and stuff like that? Sure. I'm sure they were. Okay. But they found that the Chinese people, so I'm thinking of a friend of mine especially that went over and he married a woman from China. He said these people over there had never seen an American before, let alone a white person. Okay. So when my buddy went to China and was meeting his bride to be in whatever province that they were in, they had never even seen a white person, not, other than in pictures or on whatever. But the average Chinese person, in the average Russian person, any country, you pick a country, okay? It's just like Iran. The average Iranian, they just want to live their life. They want to take care of their business. That's it, But we can't have that. We can't have it. We got to be interfering. And now China, like I said, China's taken our playbook and said, "Hey, we can do that too. Spread your influence, get your fingers in all kinds of different pies." And we can't have that. We don't like that. But because of the administration that we have in office right now, there is something else going on, you know. It's interesting. The whole thing is, and you look at the different things that China has done to its own people. Scary, scary. What do you think that they would do to people that they didn't like? So, and if they would do a lot of this stuff um, to their own people, it's the whole thing is kind of frightening. What do we got? 504 in the chat, guys. We only got 206 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Again, it definitely boosts us up higher the more thumbs up that we get. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for doing that as well. Now, there's a lot we really need to be paying attention to and be concerned. Like what we need to do, if as the United States of America, realistically, if all of a sudden tomorrow they said, "Hey, Prepper Nurse 1, you're now the president of the United States," I'm going to take our troops out of a lot of these different countries. I'm going to bring them home. I'm going to take care of our business that we need to take care of here. I'm going to take care of our infrastructure, and not have a whole bunch of other crap attached to it. I would be like, listen, let's put the money, let's put people to work. Put people to work with jobs that's going to give them a sense of pride in themselves and in their own country. Redo our infrastructure, waterways, roads and bridges, the electrical grid. All that needs to be taken care of. I would definitely do something about big business with all the extra incentives and not having to pay taxes and stuff. There's a lot of businesses like I remember in Rochester, and I can't remember which company it was, so I don't want to say a company and not have it be the right one. This company was going to put in an office building in downtown Rochester. So what Rochester did was say, hey, listen, if you come in here, we won't tax you on the building for all this time, for 10 years, 15 years, no taxes on that. Think about that. And that's how they get these companies to come in. Hey, Anlaki, for Cheez-Its. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, I will have to get another box of Cheez-Its and put them back up here so you guys can see them. But yeah, open up the factories for things that we need to stop having everything shipped in. We need to have our own stuff. If we worked and took care of ourselves, we really don't need all these other countries around the world, and we don't need to have our influence in all these other countries. We don't. They could take their problems are not our problems. And I know some of you will say, well, strategically and blah 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 blah. Well, you know what? It costs a lot of money to have our fingers in all these different pies. Money that could be used to make our country better, make our people better. I'll tell you one of the things that I would really, really work on: not locking up people that have drug issues. Put them in programs where not only that they deal with the drug issue part of that, but get to the underlying issue to why they were doing drug in the first place. And I'm talking heroin, crack, meth, those type of things, because all those things are a band-aid that was used to try to cover up what the underlying issue was. Those people did not deal with the underlying issue because they get high all the time. And you think of all the lives that we have lost. I'll tell you what, I would JJ just said close the border. I would close the border. If you want to come to the United States, there is a process that you follow. And so I'm sorry, but if you put guards up at the border, and if somebody tried to climb the fence and come in here and you shot a few of them, that would end. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. And if you were caught here, coming across and trying to get in, end of story. Zero tolerance. And believe me, it would stop. We can't take care of everybody when we can't even take care of ourselves. Now, I know what I'm saying is very harsh as far as border control goes, but I guarantee you this, it would stop. We would have oil independence. We have enough oil in this country. We do not need to get oil anywhere else. And we would not be on whatever OPEC is deciding the oil prices would be. Wouldn't do it. We got to stop catering to everybody else. We need to take care of ourselves. And if people didn't like it, too bad. What are you going to do about it? Take care of ourselves. Make sure that we can clean up these drugs. Stop letting these drugs come into this country. That's number one. Because I'm going to tell you what, there's people in high places that are facilitating this, because if I can keep you wasted on meth and chasing the dragon with heroin and and you're all crack cocaine and all that type of stuff, if I keep you on all those things and keep you, you're not going to fight me. You're not, and I can continue to control every aspect of your life. But that's not what I would want. I want our young people to have hope, to be able to have dreams that they can fulfill. I mean, it's tough. It is tough right now. And it's like it doesn't seem like people give a crap. And I'm going to tell you what I would also do too, and I want you to think about this. All right? The best qualified people. So everybody's education would change because it would be you learn or you're not going anywhere. Okay. And it doesn't mean, oh, in the inner city, screw them. I don't care about them. We need to be in an equal plane where everybody gets a chance to have a good education. If you are intelligent enough, there should be special schools for your high achieving kids, right? I don't care what color you are. When it comes to jobs, no more special incentives, no more advantage because you're this color, that color, male or female. The best qualified people should be getting those jobs. Period. Period. So if you are smart enough to be able to do a job, you should get that job. And if you don't like it, tough. Get smarter, get an education, learn. I'd open up to trade schools and really put money into trade schools because and stop making it like that's a dirty, scummy thing to do, to be a plumber, to be an electrician, to be a carpenter, you know? Yeah, what happened to apprenticeships? Exactly. Nobody wants to do it. They think they go to a college and get their liberal arts degree after 4 years, and then they majored in basket weaving, and then they're shocked when they get out of college and they can't get a job making $100,000 a year, and now they're 150, $200,000 in debt, and they can't get a job because nobody's hiring for the basket weaving industry. Or what I'm trying to think of one of them that is like the most ridiculous thing. Oh, gender studies, right? Or you have God, I'm trying to remember what there was one that I heard that was absolutely ridiculous. So, but anyway, I I got on my soapbox there for a minute, so I apologize. But there's a lot of things that these yeah, art history, yeah, there it's, and they get these degrees in it, and what can you do with it? Oh, and then they get their doctorate, right? They get their doctorate, and then they want to be called doctor. No, I'm sorry, a doctor is somebody like Asif. Asif is a doctor. I would very happily call Asif a doctor all day long because guess what? That's what he is. He's saving lives. If you have a doctorate in literature, okay, oh, this is Dr. Smith, uh, has a doctorate in literature. Well, goody two shoes for you. I'm not calling you doctor, okay? You're not a doctor. So it's just, it amazes me how our system is set up, but yeah, for art history majors, they can't get a job in the museums. Right? It's amazing to me. Apprenticeships, right? Get in, get your feet in the door. It's like with a lot of different jobs. A lot of different jobs is who you know. So if you get to know the right people and you can get in someplace, you can do okay. It is just there's a big game. Yeah, Biden's wife is a doctor. Yeah, a doctor in what? What is her doctorate in? I'm sure it's nothing important, nothing that's going to make a difference in the world. My sister was a professional student. I have one of those in my family too. Went to school for like 10 years, and then when in education, great. Yeah, that's going to make a difference and save everything. Don't even get me started. Just yeah, it's just my kid's school principal makes the kids call her doctor. Yeah, and that's ridiculous too. Yeah, education. Yeah, that's great. Well, we see what they've done to our educational system with, dumbed down math. I think that's what Common Core math is called, dumbed down math. They have this long. If you guys have you seen how it is, how they do the Common Core math? Uh, it's insanity. Old math, regular math, is what they should be teaching these kids, but they don't. They don't even teach the kids how to write in cursive anymore. What's up with that? It's just our kids are too stupid to be able to do that. Kids are sponges. They want to learn. I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you a funny thing. True story. Hilarious, hilarious. How many of you seen those little sweepers that you have that's on the rollers that you can just push it? It's not a vacuum, but it's like a vacuum, but you have it, and you use it for carpets and stuff, and you just swish over the area, and it's got the rollers, and it gets up all the dirt and crap, right? So my kids were little. Uh, God, the twins had to be maybe 4 or 5, and Josh was like maybe 10 at the time. Okay. So my buddy Randy and his wife had come over and we were all sitting around and hanging out. So Randy gets up and he takes this sweeper thing and he starts sweeping. And he's like, "Oh my God. Oh my God, this is fantastic. This is so much fun." The next thing you know, with what was happening was the kids were like, "Oh my God, I want to try it. I want to try it." And they were lined up, all three of them. Josh, Heather, and Eddie were all lined up to get their turn to sweep with the sweeper. And us adults sat back and we were dying laughing because we manipulated them to think that this is fun. This is a good time. Look at this. Oh my God, we're having so much fun. Anything, kids are sponges and they want to learn, they want to do things. When you have children, and so here's another example of something, okay? When you have children and your kids come to you and they go, "Can I help with that?" And they're going to be more of a hindrance than they're going to be a help. And you go, "Oh, no, nope, I got this." But if you take that child and you say, "Yes, please, I'll teach you how to do this and I'll help you," they become part of that and they want to help. They want to be um, feel like they're valued. So if we teach our kids how to do, I'm going to tell you what, as a kid, I was doing my own laundry by 12 years old because my mother always thought it was important that we knew how to, even though I was male, that I knew how to do these different things. I washed dishes, I vacuumed, you know, all the chores that were in the house. It wasn't like, "Here's your sister's chores and you go ahead and do this." It wasn't like that. We did everything, you know. That's reality. You teach these kids. I went into the military at 19, and this is again something that just blew me away. Blew me away. So we're in basic training, and on Sundays was like a chill day. So Sundays the drill sergeants weren't up your butts or whatever. You had a chance to do your laundry. You could kind of relax a little bit. You still had to be on your P's and Q's because they were around, but Sundays were generally pretty chill. So I'm in the laundry room and I'm doing my laundry. And in the military, you can't screw up because all your t-shirts and all your underwear is brown, and everything else was camo or green. So that's what you had. So you didn't have to worry about separating your colors, your whites from the colors, and doing your laundry that way. Everything just went together. So I'm doing my laundry, and I have this other guy comes in, and he says, "Hey," he goes, "Could I ask you a favor?" And I said, "Sure." He said, "Could you show me how to do the laundry?" And I looked at him and I said, "How old are you?" And he was like 22 or 23 years old. And he goes, "Oh, my mom and stuff always did the laundry. I never had any idea how to do it." I'm like, "Are you serious?" Because it didn't register. I just figured everybody did laundry and cleaned and took care of things. But it's not the case. So I had to show this kid how to do laundry. I go, "Dude, it's really simple. This is what you do, and this is how you run the machine." And he was like, "Man, thank you. I appreciate it." I said, "No problem." But if you are not teaching your children, and you as the adults and the parents, you have more influence than you have any idea but if you keep pushing them away and saying, "No, no, 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 no," they're going to stop coming and they're going to stop wanting to learn and wanting to be helpful. Kids want to help. They want to have a sense of responsibility. They want structure. So when you want to be your children's friends, so you want to be their buddies and we're going to be friends, you can't be their friends. When they become an adult, your relationship changes. That's when it changes. So like when Heather turned 18, I had to start, and Daddy, when they, but especially Heather because she's still around. I had to start treating her differently because she's not a child anymore. Now, she's always going to be my child, no doubt about that. And I'm always going to watch out for her, and I'm always going to be there for guidance and support and stuff like that. But I had to let the reins go a little bit and cut her some slack, because she was technically not a child anymore, and she can, so if she's going to go out for the night and go spend the night at somebody's house, at 20 years old, I can't tell her, no, you can't, because she can, because she's an adult. So that part, it changes once they reach a certain age. But while they're in school, and, families in Africa don't allow men to wash clothes. Oh, wow. That I did not know. But I think it's an important thing that you should learn how to do. That's just me. I think that, and different cultures have different things in what they do, and that's perfectly fine. But yes, when your kids get to a certain age, you have to treat them differently. You can't treat them like they're 12 years old anymore. You can't. So but I'm going to tell you what, truly, truly blessed with my children. All three of them are great kids. I shouldn't say Josh is 27 now, or he'll be 27 in January. The twins will be 21 in October. You know what I mean? So, but um, if you kids want structure, they want stability, they want boundaries, they want to feel safe. And I always told my kids, with your friends, if somebody says, "Well, that sucks, I can't believe it," I go, "Put it on me." Put it, oh, I can't do that because of my dad. My dad won't let me do it. So you put it on me. So they don't have to be, "Oh, why are you being a wussy?" And come on, let's do this or do that. No, I can't do that. My dad will kill me. And so, you put it on me. I got broad shoulders. I'm good with that. I don't have a problem with that. So, but all three of them turned out pretty good. So I think I did a pretty good job as far as that goes. But again, there's no playbook. You don't get this booklet when you have a baby. When you get a baby and you bring that baby home, there's no playbook that says, "Okay, this is what you do now." You better figure it out. And thank goodness, in my case, with a nursing background, and I've taken care of babies and I've taken care of adults. Doesn't make any difference. Changing a diaper, it was never a big deal for me. So I mean, I helped from day one. I mean, because we had two at once, so you had to. But it's just it's a lot of work, and and like I said, no playbook, and you got to try to figure it out. And then if you're doing things by yourself and you don't have a partner anymore to be there for support and help, it makes it much much tougher. So yes, they need to bring back home ec. They need to bring back shop, and on all those type of things in the schools. I can't believe that they don't have those anymore in schools. That part's amazing to me. So, but that's, like I said, that's just my take on that. So really quickly before we go any further, I'm going to do a couple things here. I want to talk about Deloma. Again, this is the immune system defense dietary supplement, 8-in-1 immune support. And I'm probably going to say the one thing wrong, but I'm going to try see if I remember. It has vitamin C, echinacea, turmeric, maybe, I don't know, zinc, vitamin D3, elderberry, ginger, and garlic. Okay, 60 tablets per bottle. You take two a day. Helps boost your immune system. I think it's a good thing to have. Turmeric. Okay, um, good thing to have. Again, American-made company. JJ, if you would throw the link up, please. And but it's if you follow my link, he just threw that up there, guys. You go there, you'll save 10% on your purchase. If you decide to get a monthly thing set up for that, definitely it will help you. They'll give you another 10% off if you do that as well. It's a good thing to have, good thing to be stocked up on, to be honest with you. It really helps with the immune system. And with all the crap that's out there now, having a strong immune system is important, especially after an SHTF event, in my opinion, because we are not going to have access to the foods that we have now. So your system is going to be in a major adjustment period. So that's something to think about. All right. So just wanted to do that part of that. And oh, actually, hold on. I did not get a final egg count from Heather. She had given me an update, but she never gave me the final one. So we'll have to make sure she gets back to me with that. So my immune system is crap. I tried many things. Ann Lockey said. We're not doing egg count yet, guys. It's not time. So I'm just getting the information because I thought, oh my God, I didn't get the information. All right, there we go. I got it. She's right on top of things. So, but anyway, so we'll get to that. We've still got some time before the egg count. I was just thinking, I'm like, oh, I did not get that. Yeah, premature egg count ejaculations there with your guesses. And I don't mean that in a sexual way in any way. Take it easy, relax. We'll do that in a little bit. All right. Uh anyway, too funny. How about a guessing game for West Virginia? What do you mean by that? I have no idea what you mean. Denise Pace said, "Man, I think I've got COVID again. First time in 8 months. Got it 8 months ago. What should I do? Isolate, obviously. Stay away from people. If you have it, get better. Push fluids. Get your rest. Recover. It is a virus like anything else. So that's what people need to remember. It is a virus. And antibiotics do not help with a virus. So it has to run its course, which can suck. So, and oh, I missed something. Definitely missed something. Hella's right here. She's sound asleep. Saw the flooding pictures from Kentucky. Preps would be washed away there. Okay, let's talk about that 80K, man. If you were building up higher in the hills, would you have flooded? Or if you want to be in the valley that you know is a potential for flooding, where are you going to be if you are a prepper, if you're prepping? Again, and I talked about this before. In location, location, location. If you're in California, do you want to be up in the hills that whenever there is the fires, that your home could possibly be caught on fire and burned down? Do you want to be there? Or if you are there, what precautions are you taking to make sure that your home doesn't burn and the stuff that you have doesn't burn? If you are in an area that is prone to mudslides, are you building on the side of a hill that could possibly have a mudslide, or at the bottom of that hill that could possibly have a mudslide and have your house destroyed and you killed under all the mud and dirt and all that crap? Again, we all have choices. We all have choices where we want to live. Do I want to live right down by the river? Right down by the river, and then when it floods, go, oh my God, I can't believe it. We're having a flood and all my stuff is destroyed. Common sense. There is no common sense anymore. There's just not. I'm, I feel bad for people that these things happen to, and I'm not unsympathetic. But again, you have to realize you put yourself in that situation. You picked that spot. That's where you wanted to live. Now, living down by the river is great. It's beautiful. Or living on the ocean, right? It's like living on the ocean. And then when a tsunami comes, you go, oh my God, I can't believe it. Or the hurricane comes, and oh my God, my house is destroyed. Well, duh. What do you think is going to happen? So again, you have to plan. If you are a prepper, your location is a big part of prepping. You need to think about that. Why do you think the last two houses or last two places, this place here and my place in New York, both, yeah, stupid should hurt. You're right, Jen. Both places were picked because it was high elevation. Because both places, if it ever flooded there, it was because we would need to have the ark. All right. If it flooded here, if I had water flooding in the lower meadow, that means that there's 500 to 600 feet deep of water. So again, strategically pick your place. If you are preparing, you need to think about those things. So, yeah, your stuff would be washed away because you live in an area that's prone to flooding. It can happen. If you are in a valley, I don't care where you are. If you are in a valley, if there's a flash flood or water comes down like it came down 10 inches of rain in a very short percentage or period of time, what do you think is going to happen? You know? So high elevation for several reasons. You're not going to have to worry about flooding no matter how bad it gets, okay? Also, unless, like I said, unless we have, the second coming of Noah and he's off building the ark someplace and they're flooding the whole planet again. Um, High elevation is great for that. Controlling the high ground is also important, especially in an SHTF event. If you are, you know, if you are, where do you, like military, in a military operation, what do you want to control? You want to control the high ground. If you are in a high ground and people have to come up like this to get to you, you are at a tactical advantage. These are things that need to be thought about. So there's a lot that goes into, but again, and I will say this one more time, we're going to do the egg count here in just a minute. Location, location, location. But it's beautiful there. Great. It's awesome. Have a little place there, but have your main compound or something higher up where you can be safe. That's just my take on it. So, anyway, yeah, people just don't think. That would be correct. That would be correct. Um, Egg count. What is the egg count? And yes or no for thick neck today. So I'll give you guys a minute to get your guesses in, and we will go from there. So I will tell you this. I'll give you one hint. Yesterday we had 8 eggs yesterday and no thick neck yesterday. So if that's going to influence your guesses, I will give you an opportunity. So yes or no for thick neck, and we will go from there. All right, so I'll give you guys a minute to get your guesses. And the first correct answer is the one that I will tell you that I saw. And I will take this opportunity to have a, this time always goes by so freaking fast. It is amazing to me. All right. If you had the same exact guess as Janet Nice with 7 eggs today and yes for thick neck, then you are 100% correct. She was the first correct answer that I saw. And so that was a good thing. So there you are. So congratulations, Janet. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. But you've won absolutely nothing except for the bragging rights until the next live stream. So, so there we are. And Asif came out right away with 10 and yes, but he was not correct today. So the reigning champion Asif of the guests has been defeated. I don't think we've ever had first guesses more than one person get it in a row. So I don't know. That's funny. Uh, uh, Randy Romine said, "Dang, I said yes in 10 as well." Yeah, it's weird. It's been a weird year as far as that goes. I mean, this summer hasn't been huge egg counts. I mean, I think only a couple days we've had maybe 10 or 11. I think maybe 12 was the highest that we had. So that's I think that's I don't know. Just this whole year has been bizarre. The weather's been bizarre. And so here's something that I want you guys to think about. And I know a lot of people talk about weather manipulation and stuff like that. So I'm not going to say yes or no as far as weather manipulation, but let's put it like this. I'll give you some information, and you can take that information and you can do whatever you want with it. They were doing cloud seeding back in the 1940s. They were working on it in the 1940s. So let's just think about how long ago that was, right? 1940s. So even let's say if it was 1950, that would be 70 years ago, right? If they were working on cloud seeding in the 1940s, do you think there's a possibility that they may have perfected doing that in the last 70 years? I'll bet that they have. I bet they have. So Prep Rebel Ed package en route. Okay, well, thank you very much. I will make sure I get over to the PO box and check that out. But yes, they're in the last 70 years, I think that they didn't just say, oh, no, we're not going to do that anymore. We're not going to try to control the weather. And, that's something, the weather can be used as a weapon, can it not? Right? So if I want to screw with China, if I want to flood them out and I can manipulate the weather, that would be one way to control people. Wouldn't that be interesting? Right? So would it shock, I'll put it like this. Would it shock me if they haven't perfected that in the last 70 years and utilize it? It would shock me if they haven't. I will just put it like that. So I'm not trying to spread any false information. I'm not trying to see, that's why I have to be careful what I say, because I don't want to be accused of spreading something, that is, according to the handlers, right? False information. Even if it's true information, we can't say that it's true, because then you're accused of false information and then you're shut up. So, but yeah, but you have to think about that. They have been working on that for a long time. So, but they need to see some clouds here in North Texas. Yeah, and here's the other part with that. Why is it certain parts are so freaking dry and other parts are not? It's just and I know that they just had flooding going on in Arizona, right? One of the areas that the farmers had to not grow some crops because of water issues. So the question would be, again, I mean, like I said, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I do think about things. So how many places in Arizona are set up? How many has the government? Let's rephrase that. Let's rephrase this. How many places in Arizona has the government set up to do rain collection, to be able to utilize it for farmers during monsoon season? And I keep thinking back to, the folks that have the Green Dream Project in Arizona, right? They basically, when the monsoon season comes, they collect the water that they need to use for the year out of those storms. So if a couple can do that, why can't it be done on a larger scale? And I mean, they collect a lot of water. They built a cistern. They have huge water tanks. I mean, if you check it out, you'll see it. It's amazing what they have done, and I think that that is awesome. Okay, but why is our government not doing that? You don't have to worry about the Colorado River or any of the lakes and having to get your water shipped in and stuff like that. Why is it not set up to be able to have that water there available for the farmers? It's very simple. I mean, when you break it down, it's really not complicated. You know, yeah, isn't that what dams are for? Right. But the thing is, when you have a large area and it only, that couple week period of time, and then everything greens up for that couple of weeks, and then it goes right back to being crap. But if you have it set up and utilize buildings and collect water and do that, collecting water here, I mean, right now, like I told you guys, with the way I've been collecting water, I collect water off the camper. I use it for washing up. I use it for washing my dishes. You know, why not? It's there. It's coming out of the sky. It's free. Might as well utilize it. And so rain catchments, I think, are important because it's not going to rain all the time. But if you are planning ahead and thinking, and okay, what do I need to do to make my life better? And not be reliant. See, this is the biggest thing for me, guys. I'm going to tell you what. I don't want to be, as much as I can be, I don't want to be reliant on the system. So the more independent that I can make myself, down the road, you will see uh, greenhouses here. You will see all kinds of fruit trees here. You will see all those type of things. Hey, Mr. Rose, Joe is a devout Catholic. Hunter is a Crystal Methodist. Oh my God, that's too funny. I like that. That's very funny. Thank you very much for that statement, and thank you. for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. But oh well, acid rain, they don't do that anymore. Remember that like went away? It's weird how certain things have gone away. Oh, we need to be terrified of this, and then it's gone. Now we need to be afraid of that, and then it's gone. So remember there was a big hole in the ozone layer, right? And it was all the spray cans that we were using back in the 70s for girls to have the big hair, right? So they had to like, outlaw the spray cans, and because that was affecting the ozone layer, and all of a sudden now that's not a problem anymore. So interesting how those things go. But what you're doing is making a big difference in it, killing the ozone layer, and it's killing the planet, and the cow farts are affecting everything. Not the volcanoes. No, 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 not the volcanoes that are sending tons and tons of millions of ash particles and crap up into the upper atmosphere. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. It's the cow farts, and it's what you're doing. And so you need to be taxed on that. Come on now, right? Mismanagement of the forest, right? ADK man. Yeah. Mismanagement of the forest. And then, oh well, we can't do anything. You have to leave all those pine trees that have died full of sap and crap that can burn up like a tinder. Have to leave them on the ground and not harvest them because it might screw up the spotted owl. Can't do that, right? And I'm just using the spotted owl as could be anything. So then when everything catches on fire because they haven't done proper forest management, then, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. Well, you did it yourself. You did it yourself. Yeah, my own farts in the last video. I knew people heard that because it was pretty loud. That's why I apologized about that. So it's it's insanity. It is insanity what is being done and how badly in that we are being manipulated on a daily basis. And follow the science because the government's paying for the scientists to tell them what they want to hear. And if the scientists don't go along with what they're told, then they're out, ostracized. And if you're a doctor and you don't go along with the narrative, you're going to lose your license. And if you're a nurse and you don't go along with the narrative, you're going to lose your license. You're going to be fired. No more job for you because you won't do as you are told. It's an interesting world we live in now. Interesting world. So wait until we get a social credit score for their carbon footprint goes into it. Yeah, that's going to be tough for people to tough for people to swallow that, I think here. I think that there is I should have blamed Hella. Yeah, that's right. It that was too loud to be a Hella one. So yeah, I couldn't blame that on her. But there's a lot that we got to pay attention to, guys. There's a lot of constant manipulation that is happening constantly. And if you actually are using that gray matter between your ears, you can see through it. And that's just my take on it. Um, when somebody is being blackballed or when somebody is being shadow banned, if you are being shut up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and they're trying to make you not be able to get your message out there, to me, that means that there's some truth in what you're saying. And I just, like I said, I'm a big believer in do the research. Whatever I tell you or whatever anybody else tells you, don't take that for the word that they're right 100%. Do the research. There's many times I have said things on this YouTube channel and I was wrong and people called me out on it. And I would come back on the next video and say, hey, I made a mistake. Like I thought nobody won good examples. I thought nobody won the Mega Ball, or the Mega Millions. And I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be higher. And then people came in and said, nope, nope, somebody won. I was wrong. I'll be the first to admit, hey, you know what? I'm a human being. I screw up. I make mistakes. I don't know everything, but I do look and I do a lot of research and I have a pretty good knowledge base on a lot of things. So I'm not talking out of my wazoo. Okay. There is basis for what I talk about. And because I live this, this is my life. This is my living off grid is what I do. You know, I didn't, well, let's put it like this. Am I on here tonight? Then I didn't win. If I won that kind of money, it'd be like, what happened to Prepper Nurse One? That's like disappear kind of money. That's what that guy won. That some guy in Illinois or somebody in Illinois. Yeah, that's called disappear money. You would never see me again because what I'll tell you what, if you won that kind of money. So for the person that won that money in Illinois, first of all, congratulations to them. I'm happy for you. I hope that you enjoy it and able to do that. What's going to happen to that person? I'll tell you right now. When they find out, when people in America find out who won, they're going to be inundated with letters and people showing up at their door going, oh my God, I need help, can you help me? And this is my crisis of woe, or oh, here's my invention that I'd like you to invest in. They're going to be inundated with that type of stuff. And so that's when I say I would disappear. I would disappear. You'd be like, there no forwarding address type of disappear. So yeah, you'd never have a real friend again. To me, if you were my friend before I won something like that, you would still be my friend after that. But other than that, you would have people just trying to latch onto you because of money. And then again, it comes down to who do you help, right? Who do you help if you win that kind of money? So, all right, what we're going to do now, because I'm actually sort of on track, doing pretty good tonight. We're going to do shout outs right now. Yeah, that kind of money. So let me just say this, okay? If you were piss poor at money management, because everybody sees, and we're going to do the shout outs in just a second, but everybody sees lottery millionaires, and then within 5 to 10 years they're broke, right? Why is that? Why is that? The reason is because if you were piss poor at managing money before you won the Powerball or Mega Millions or any of those type of things, you are not going to be good at managing money after you win. You're going to piss it away. And that's what a lot of them do. All the jewelry, they're out doing drugs and they're partying, and they gotta have the big house. And here's my big house, and my imported this and my imported that costs this ridiculous amount of money. I'm going to have a small house if I won that kind of money. I'm going to make that money work for me. I'm going to help take care of some family and friends of my choosing who I choose to help, and that would be it. So that's just where, and then I would definitely do, depending on obviously how much you would win, I would do some philanthropy, but it would be anonymous. I wouldn't be like, here, look at me. Here's the big check that I'm giving for helping these people. Please pat me on the back. It would be completely anonymous. So that's just my take. Anyway, so let's do some shout outs here. We got Icky Can up in Canada, good friend of mine, nice guy. Been living off grid almost as long as I have. And so definitely show him some support if you would. We have Angry Prepper in New York City. Jason is awesome. You guys know how I feel about Jason. He's a good dude, very squared away. We have Alaskan Prepper with Rudy up there. I think his strike might be over now. I'm not 100% sure. But if he's still on his strike, if you would go watch a couple of his videos to give him some support, because I know what happens when you get a strike. Nobody watches your crap. So, that is definitely something you got to watch for. So just to show him some support. You have Alaskan Granny. There's Sean James with the Sean James channel and my Self-reliance. 2 channels, same guy. A lot of good information. Really neat to watch him do what he's doing. Just put in his ridge poles and did all that all by himself, which is amazing. In his latest video was building his cabin. You have North Shore Preparedness up in Canada. There is Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen, 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. You have Bizarrizza Jizza, who is in Rochester area, and he does the Carrington Chronicles. Another good dude. Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast in Seattle, and definitely show them some support. You have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. There is Wranglestar with Cody. Another good channel, a lot of good information. I just think he's a good dude. Red Poppy Ranch. You have Survival Lily. There's Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra. I like what they're doing. Good young couple there. Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband and wife. 2 different channels, but they split their time between Minnesota and Alaska. So good folks as well. A lot of good information with them. There's Green Greg's, Southern Prepper One. There is Gray Man Prepping. You have St. Bernard Acres with Joe. There's Doug and Stacy. The Nomadic Movement, which is down in Panama. Nice young couple down there. The Green Dream Project, what I talked about earlier today, out in Arizona. Another channel worth watching. I like what they're doing out there. You have Camping with Steve Wallace. Good dude. I think it's a lot of entertainment there. Just fun to watch him do stealth camping. You have Monkey Works. There is the Needy Homesteader. You have Boss of the Swamp. Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Love Diamond. Very intelligent guy. Listen to him. You'll definitely get some knowledge. You have Patera, sorry, with the Appalachian Homestead. There is City Prepper, Lumina Acres, Suspicious Observer, Bear Independent, The Uneducated Economist, Bushcraft Bear, who is now in Germany, formerly of the Canary Islands in La Palma. We have Mary Greeley News, all the updates on earthquakes, volcanoes, and everything like that that's going on. She gives a lot of information about Yellowstone. There's Adapt 2030. You have Malachi's Corner. There is Ice Age Farmer. Ryan Hall, y'all, with the weather. You got to love Ryan Hall. Good dude. Definitely like what he's doing. And he definitely went and with this last thing with Kentucky, he went back and he donated a lot of stuff. So I thought that was awesome. You have Russell Brand. I think Russell Brand is a really good dude. Gives you information, makes you think, which I think is really cool. I think that is important. You have Deep South Homestead. You have The Outsider. There's The Fit Farmer, Prepper Princess, Simple Life Reclaimed, Townsend's, The Prepared Mind out in California. You have Pinball Preparedness, who is in Tennessee. There's East Tennessee Preparedness, The Economic Ninja, and Little House Off Gritty, who was also in Tennessee. So if you would show them some support and check them out, I think it's really important that we try to diversify and look at different ways and look at different things. I think it's really important to do that. So I see the Nomadic Movement reporting Panama has massive unrest and no food, fuel and limited food. Yes, I saw that as well. And I'm going to tell you what, that's got to be a scary situation. It would not surprise me if they were not back in the States for a short period of time on a vacation. Scary stuff going on, guys. And it's not, and it can affect you wherever you are in the world. So, and something to think about. So, there is a lot of unrest happening around the world right now. A lot of people. I mean, if you look at the farmers in, God, what was the country? I'm trying to think of the country that it's over in Europe someplace, and I can't think of the country, but the farmers are revolting basically because the government has tried to put too much. Netherlands, thank you very much. Yes, the Netherlands. But they're revolting. They've had enough, and so there's a lot of issues going on. You have a lot of people around the world that have had enough. They're not going to take it anymore, and I think that it's going to get worse. I really do. You can't so I want you to think about this. This is what I want you to think about. And this is going back a couple of years ago when we had the devastating flooding with the Mississippi River, and a lot of small farms closed up shop. They were done. They weren't going to do it anymore because they couldn't recover from it, right? Well, when we lose farmers and they don't start continuing to farm, that hurts everybody because it's going to drive prices up. Because now if I have a conglomerate farm, right? If I'm the big guy and I got all the money and I got this great big conglomerate farm, I can dictate what the prices are because if I've gotten rid of all of my competition. So if I'm let's use this scenario. This will be interesting. If I'm a great big grocery store, plus I sell everything else, conglomerate, right? And there's an event that happens, let's say like a pandemic. Let's just say something like that. and they force all the other stores to close, but my store gets to stay open because I got enough pies and fingers in other pockets, I can make record numbers of money. Now, I'm not going to say if they're, whatever the company could possibly be that would do something like that, but you get rid of your competition, you set the prices, period. And that's how it goes. So when you have all these farmers that had problems and because of the flooding and their stuff that happened that are now never going to farm again, that's an issue. And and that affects everything. So people really need to think about that. I want you to think about, and I mentioned this in a couple of videos lately, and I'm going to mention it tonight as well. All right, because I think this is important, and I really want this to sink home for all of you. In the 1800s, 50% of the people grew their own crop. We'll call it 1800. In 1800, 50% of the people grew their own crops that they ate, that they lived on, and stuff like that. Now, 0.1% of the people grow their own crops. We, as human beings, as Americans, as Canadians, as Europeans, or we're Australians, wherever you are in the world, the more food that you grow yourself, that you can regulate it, know what's put into it, know what pesticides that you used or did not use. If you can grow your own crops, it puts you at an advantage. Yeah, victory gardens after World War II, right? It's called reliance, self-reliance. Being able to take care of your own stuff and not rely on anybody else. We are way too reliant on the grocery store staying open and the food being delivered and those type of things. Is it convenient? Yes. Is having a garden work? Yes. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I will always say this, there is nothing like a fresh, homegrown tomato out of your own garden. Nothing. Nothing beats that. So think about that, you know. And when, like, another thing, okay, so a couple years ago, I got the blueberry bushes, and not the ones that my sister's boyfriend mowed down on me. The ones that actually are still there. Um, I pulled a couple blueberries off after they were ripe, and I gave them to Heather. And she goes, "Oh, I've had blueberries before. I don't really like them." I go, "Try this." So she ate that blueberry off of the blueberry bush, and she's like, "Oh my God, Dad, this really tastes good. It's so different." Yeah, and that's what it's about. Growing your own stuff, having it, not having all kinds of pesticides and all kinds of other crap. Do that. It's going to make your life better. So something to think about. Something to think about. All right, we are going to do. We are so before we do We Are Legion, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up because we're at 398. We got 457 in the chat. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, again, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And again, it really does make a big difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel as well. So I'm going to thank you for doing that as well. Again, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to get all notifications. So we are Legion. We are many. We're all over the world. We're all over the country. We are a huge family. We're a huge network of people. Where is everybody from tonight? So now I'll start reading them. You early birds. We have East Tennessee, BC, Canada, Waterloo, New York, Christmas Valley, Oregon, BC, Canada, Michigan, Nowhere, Oklahoma, still my favorite name, Minnesota, Inverness, Florida with Clyde, somewhere in the 80K, that's right, Connecticut, let's see, St. Augustine, Florida, Western Iowa, Northern Arkansas, Pennsylvania, Upper East Tennessee, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Ohio, Black Mountain, North Carolina, South Alabama, Auburn, California, Nashville, Tennessee, Texas again, Littleton, New Hampshire, Franklin County, Ohio, Massachusetts. The Netherlands is in the house. Very nice. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Albany, Missouri. Let's see. Erin, Tennessee. Hale, Michigan. East Tennessee. Lake East, Ohio. Anderson, South Carolina. Indiana, Western New York, Fort Worth, Texas. Hello from Utah. Glad to have you here. Tucson, Arizona. Birdsboro, Pennsylvania. Blue Ridge Mountains. Very nice in Virginia. Dayton, Ohio, once again. Appalachia, Michigan. Alpena, sorry, Alpena, Michigan. Uh, let's see, Kentucky. We have Washington D.C. is in the house. Nice to have you here. Ulster Park, New York again. Kentucky, Washington D.C. again. Sorry, I just read you twice. Nova Scotia, Canada. Glad to have you here. Choluca, Alabama. I probably read it wrong, and I apologize. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Uh, Serville, Tennessee. West Virginia. East Tennessee. Texas. Trenton, Florida. Pineland, South Carolina. Very nice. So again, guys, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We are a huge, huge network of people. And Mike G, I think I'm the only Californian. We usually have more. We have Carlise in the UK. Glad to have you here, Ann. Virginia's also in the house. Chicago, yeah, like Chirac, Illinois. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, it's like a battle zone over there. That's for sure. But again, we're all over. We're a huge network of people. We're the ones that can make a difference. We really, truly are. We can make a difference now, and we can make a difference after an SHTF event. I think it's important that we try. I know right now, a lot of times whatever we say prepping wise falls on deaf ears. I talk to a lot of people, and they say the same thing. I try to talk to people, and they think that I'm crazy, or they don't pay attention, and they don't listen. And that's going to happen. But if you reach out and you can help one person, then that makes a difference in their lives. I think that that's important. 80K man just said, control what you can control. Preparing or failure to prepare is preparing to fail. And that is absolutely correct. Control what you can control. What can you do to make sure that you're going to be okay if an SHTF event affects you? And again, an SHTF event, guys, does not mean the end of the world as we know it, but it could be the end of the world as you know it. If you lived in that town in Kentucky and 75% of the roads were washed out, and you've had 25 deaths and 27 people still missing, your home is destroyed, you have no power, your car is gone, that's an SHTF event for you. So SHTF events can happen to anybody. It could be loss of life, loss of a job, any of those type of things. So it could definitely be, you know, it definitely makes a big difference. So just try to prepare as much as Pinto Posuedo, Mexico. Oh, very cool. That's cool. I don't think we've had somebody from Mexico in here before. So that's neat. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here. So, but anyway, try to help. We are definitely going to be in a position to make a difference after an SHDF event, because we're going to be in that position to be able to help people to help themselves. We'll be teachers. We will be the educators, if you will, in that type of an event, because we have the knowledge. We have been studying. We've been doing this for however long we've been doing it. We're going to make a difference, I think. And I think that that's important to try to do so. So anyway, William said, I was watching you from Mexico last year. That's right. I remember that. Yep. It's been a while though. I don't remember seeing somebody from Mexico for a while. Hey, Jack Barnes, want to ask you, because you were a nurse, has hydrocephalus do a number on me in my brain damage now? Any advice on a disabled prepper with thinking and memory problems? Brain surgery next week. Oh, wow. Okay. Hydrocephalus is no joke. I've seen that, and it's definitely, you know, memory with stuff like that. My suggestion would be, if you're having memory issues, is having a lot of things written down so that you can look at that and you can read it, and then it's going to help you. So yeah, somebody put logbooks. So yes, I think something like that would be the way to go, so that you know and you can remember things that way. Important things, birthdays, people that you need to get a hold of if you're having problems, numbers of people that you can call, and stuff like that. So good luck with your surgery. I hope that really helps, and that'll be a good thing. So thank you. I appreciate the donation as well, and I hope that helps. Um, that would be the best thing that I could think of that's going to help with your memory. So I would also suggest meditation. Clear your mind. Try to do a little bit of that. That really does help. I know it helps for me. Try to, open yourself up and like that. So, all right. So anyway, I want to thank all my moderators who do. Not giving medical advice by saying do a logbook is not giving medical advice. That's not medical advice. He's asking me what if there's something that could help him. And if you have a memory loss issue, logbooks definitely helps. So not medical advice. So yeah, let me just put that out there. Definitely not giving medical advice. Oh, JJ, yes, I forgot. Heather's Etsy account. If anybody's interested, and yeah, just disclaimer, not giving medical advice. Just what I would do if I was in that situation. Okay, so um, Heather's Etsy account, JJ, just shoot a link up for that too. So definitely check that out, guys. And that is appreciated. She does crocheting. She also makes jewelry. So definitely check that out. So also, again, want to thank my moderators, excuse me, who do a fantastic job. Appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, that moderate for me. Thank you very much. Also, I want to thank all of you guys for being here. It really means a lot to me. The support is awesome, and you guys are why I'm here. So thank you for that as well. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. Truly, we are. We are one race called the human race. If we could ever get past all the silliness and nonsense that there's put out there on a daily basis to keep us fighting and divided, like race, religion, political affiliation, the vaxxed, the unvaxxed, labeling people, ignorant because of where they live, it's ridiculous. We got to put that crap behind us, come together as human beings. If we did that, there would be no stopping us. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important to tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that's going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else. I don't know if she's pregnant or not yet. She's. I'll put it like this. After her meeting with her boyfriend on that Sunday, she stopped bleeding. She stopped spotting. So she was no longer in heat. So I think that there's a very good possibility that Hella is pregnant. So we shall see. Okay. So that's where I'm at with that. So if she's going to have puppies, it would be about the 15th of September. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, have a great night. I will see you all in the next one. Be safe, and I hope your weekend was awesome. And keep doing what you can do. Keep prepping. Don't stop prepping. All right, but still live your lives in the same time. All right, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Prepper Nurse One out for now.